WWE spoils Roman Reigns' return. LA Knight's WWE return revealed. Absent WWE star expected to return soon. WWE quietly shifts Johnny Gargano into singles star as Ciampa situation heats up. Rikishi discusses WrestleMania plans for the Usos. Logan Paul calls out Randy Orton for cruel comment. Let's get started. WWE spoils Roman Reigns' return. Roman Reigns' return might already be out in the open, and it doesn't look like WWE meant for that to happen. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, WWE may have accidentally blown the surprise due to a behind-the-scenes production slip involving TV listings. What was supposed to stay secret appears to have leaked because the wrong show description was sent out to syndicated TV guide services. The issue came to light when fans noticed a SmackDown listing floating around that included details that clearly didn't belong there, most notably a straight-up mention of Roman Reigns returning. The giveaway? The listing referenced Maxine Dupree dealing with her loss to Becky Lynch, a Raw storyline, and then casually dropped Roman Reigns returns right alongside it. That combination immediately raised red flags. Meltzer explained that WWE likely sent a Raw episode description and mistakenly labeled it as SmackDown, meaning TV guide outlets published exactly what they were given. In other words, this wasn't a clever tease, it was a screw-up. Now the big question is timing. Reigns isn't currently advertised for the upcoming Raw, which suggests the listing may be for the following week. That uncertainty has only fueled more speculation, with fans now trying to reverse engineer WWE's plans based on schedules instead of storylines. Regardless of the exact date, the damage may already be done. WWE usually keeps these listings tightly controlled since they feed cable guides, streaming platforms, and third-party databases. One wrong description is all it takes to spoil a major return. If the listing is accurate, Roman Reigns' comeback is no longer a mystery, just a countdown. And instead of WWE controlling the moment, fans are now piecing it together themselves. One thing is clear, Roman Reigns is coming back very soon, whether WWE wanted us to know or not. LA Knight's WWE return revealed. LA Knight might be closer to returning than anyone expected, and the clues are stacking up fast. A new report from Fightful Select reveals that Knight was scheduled to travel to Germany ahead of WWE Monday Night Raw on January 11th, live from Dusseldorf. While there's no official confirmation that he's booked for the show, WWE rarely sends talent overseas mid-European tour without a reason. Translation: something's likely in motion. This lines up with earlier buzz that suggested Knight could return as early as the January 5th Raw in Brooklyn. That moment never happened, but this latest travel update has reignited the speculation in a big way. Knight has been sidelined since December 8, 2025, after a vicious attack by the Vision that left him with a cracked sternum, capped off by a devastating tsunami from Bronson Reed. WWE later confirmed the injury on Raw, announcing Knight was out indefinitely. Fast forward less than a month, and all signs are pointing toward a comeback, possibly on international soil. To make things even more interesting, Knight has reportedly been listed internally for Royal Rumble week in Saudi Arabia, hinting that WWE already has plans in place as the road to WrestleMania begins. Behind the scenes, WWE is said to be fully invested in LA Knight for 2026, positioning him as one of their top babyfaces. His issues with the Vision appear far from over, and a surprise return in Germany could be the opening chapter of a serious main event push. So, what's the better move? Bring LA Knight back overseas for a shock moment, or hold off and let him explode into the Royal Rumble? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. WWE quietly shifts Johnny Gargano into single star as Ciampa situation heats up. Behind the scenes, WWE is reportedly operating as if DIY is officially finished. And more importantly, Johnny Gargano is no longer being viewed as a tag team wrestler internally. For someone who spent the last few years almost exclusively tied to tag programs, that's a massive shift. During the January 11th, 2026 Fightful Select Q&A, Sean Ross Sapp addressed Ciampa's status after fans asked for clarification. While he emphasized that those close to Ciampa are staying quiet out of respect, he confirmed the reporting lines up with what he's been told. In short, the situation being reported is accurate, or at least very close. But what stood out even more was Sapp's follow-up regarding Gargano. According to him, Gargano hasn't been backstage recently, and WWE is now treating him straight up as a singles competitor. That one detail changes everything. For nearly 3 years, Gargano's entire main roster identity has revolved around DIY. Now, with Ciampa gone and not expected back before his deal expires, WWE appears to be quietly resetting Gargano's role without saying a word publicly. You can already see hints of it on TV. Gargano has been orbiting stories involving Nathan Frazer and Axiom, angles that felt like they were building toward a tag payoff. If Ciampa isn't returning, that payoff may never happen. So where does that leave Gargano? WWE could finally give him a real shot as a solo babyface, something fans have been waiting for since his NXT days. Or he could end up stuck in creative limbo now that the partnership that defined him is gone. Either way, this isn't just about Ciampa stepping away, it's about WWE moving forward and quietly rewriting Johnny Gargano's future in the process. Do you guys think Gargano can break through as a single star on the main roster this time around? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Absent WWE star expected to return soon. With Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jordynne Grace all moving up to Raw and SmackDown, WWE's developmental brand suddenly finds itself short on proven stars. That shakeup has forced NXT to look inward, and one familiar name is expected to step back into the spotlight very soon. According to Bodyslam, Jada Parker is slated to return to NXT TV in the near future. Parker has been absent from weekly programming for months, with her last notable appearance coming on the October 14, 2025 episode of NXT, where she competed in a #1 Contenders Battle Royal for the NXT Women's Championship. While she didn't win, Parker's resume already speaks for itself. Earlier in 2025, she challenged for the title at No Mercy and firmly positioned herself as a top-tier threat. Her potential return lines up perfectly with a changing landscape in the women's division. After New Year's Evil on January 6th, Jacy Jayne remains NXT Women's Champion following her win over Kendall Gray. At the same time, the division saw a major shift when Izzy Dame captured the NXT Women's North American Championship by defeating Thea Hale in an open challenge. With Stand and Deliver looming in April, expectations are that Parker could be thrown right back into the title hunt. Before disappearing from TV, she built momentum through brutal standout performances, including her NXT Underground clash with Lola Vice at Deadline 2024 and an Iron Survivor qualifying match against Stephanie Vaker. Meanwhile, NXT is also expanding its footprint, announcing multiple live events outside Florida in early 2026, with Knoxville and Nashville scheduled for later this month. Bottom line, NXT is reloading, and Jada Parker may be one of the first pieces put back into play. Rikishi discusses WrestleMania plans for the Usos. With the Usos back on top as WWE Tag Team Champions after their 2025 reunion, all eyes are already on what their WrestleMania 2026 moment could look like, and Rikishi may have just planted a massive idea. On the Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast, the conversation turned to a fan-favorite fantasy booking, a WrestleMania triple threat for the tag titles featuring the Usos, the New Day, and the Hardy Boys. And to Rikishi, this isn't just a cool idea, it's a main event level spectacle. According to Rikishi, a match stacked with that much star power deserves the biggest spotlight possible. Give them time, give them space, and let greatness happen. In his eyes, that's not an opener. That's a show stealer. He was especially passionate when talking about the Usos' history with the New Day, calling their chemistry unmatched. Whenever those four step in the ring together, Rikishi says it turns into something special. The kind of match where you expect excellence but still get surprised by how creative and wild it becomes. Every time it feels different, every time it feels elite. And then there's the wild card, Matt and Jeff Hardy. Rikishi made it clear that adding the Hardy Boys only raises the stakes. Their legacy, their risk-taking style, and their energy would push the match into all-time territory, so much so that he joked you could run it as a WrestleMania main event more than once. But Rikishi didn't stop there. Looking ahead to 2026, he also shared what he really wants to see next for the Usos, and it's not more reruns. Instead, he'd like WWE to shake things up by putting the champions across the ring from hungry, untested teams coming up from NXT. In Rikishi's view, that's where fresh stories live. NXT teams have something to prove, everything to gain, and no fear of the spotlight. When that kind of desperation collides with established champions like the Usos, the stakes instantly feel higher. For Rikishi, new challengers mean new motivation, and that's exactly what could keep the Usos' run feeling exciting, unpredictable, and meaningful heading into WrestleMania season. Logan Paul calls out Randy Orton for cruel comment. Logan Paul might be gearing up for more than just another episode of Raw. Over the past few months, Paul has been getting unusually close with Austin Theory, and the two were spotted training together in Dusseldorf, Germany, just days before WWE Raw. Logan even posted a gym pic of the duo, but that's when things took an unexpected turn. Randy Orton jumped into the comments, roasting both men for allegedly skipping leg day. And Logan Paul? Yeah, he didn't let that slide. Paul fired back at the Viper on his Instagram story, turning a simple gym post into a potential flashpoint. With Orton freshly back in WWE after months on the shelf, tensions like this feel far from accidental. Orton is already circling new storylines in 2026, including a possible program with Trick Williams, and maybe even one last chase for a world title. But if this social media shot is any indication, Logan Paul might be putting himself directly in Randy Orton's crosshairs.